Okay, 6 o'clock. Good evening at 6 p.m. I'm Minnie Dorabun Haynes, and I'm the chair. I'm calling this meeting to order. If everybody can roll call, please.
Orlando Navarro, for the record. Erasmo Villarreal.
Roberto Rodriguez. Joe Lopez.
Thank you. We have a quorum. First item on the agenda is discuss and possible action to approve guaranteed maximum price for Highway 359 Middle School.
You want the PowerPoint?
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the Bond Oversight Committee, Mr. Paredes, and members of the audience. We bring to you this evening a guaranteed maximum price proposal from Leyendecker Construction for the first middle school under the building program. It will be middle school on Highway 359 East, which will be number 10 for the district. As you see on the breakdown in your handout, we do have two items that are combined under this project. The budgets that we have for construction of the middle school, which is the $18,920,000, and it's if you can compare the financial report, those are the amounts that are budgeted there. Now, as part of the as part of the middle school project, we have to construct several off-site utilities in order to plat the properties, including drainage, detention ponds, water and sewer improvements. Budget there is $387,000. So total budget that we have for construction, and this does not include the design because that was already approved previously. This construction is $19,307,000. The GMP that's being proposed by Leyendecker Construction, basically all the plans, including utilities improvements and offsite, it's $19,153,000. So it's within the budget that we have. We also confirmed that their numbers are below the RS means cost index for 2015, and there is a surplus amount in the budget of $153,000 once you combine both construction projects in one GMP. As far as the timeline, we're looking at starting June 2015 to complete it by March of 2017. It's late to open in the 2016-2017 year, but it would open on the fall of 2017. So our recommendation is at this time to the committee is to approve this guaranteed maximum price proposal for a construction turnkey of the new Highway 359 Middle School from Leyendecker Construction in the amount of $19,153,400. This includes a contingency allowance of $600,000. It's already included in that $19,153,000. In your handout, there's some description of the amenities that are included in this middle school. As you are familiar with it, we presented it before, 1,000 student capacity, and it's basically all of the standards that UISD requests on all of our projects. We do have some renderings on another PowerPoint from architects of record who are working under Leyendecker Construction, Munoz and Architects. So it says architects.
You have it loaded.
It says architects right there. No, it's not.
Just saw it. Rob?
There it is. Okay, this is our site plan, which we based to come up with a GMP proposal. This is E.G. Ranch Road, which is currently already built to about right at this point. There'll be a little bit of extension required, but we do have the traffic loop, typical of all our middle schools. We have another loop for parents, pick-up, drop-off, metal canopy, parking for staff, and all the athletic fields. We do have just a basic layout of the entire property. We do have a bus drop-off with canopies on the west side. So it follows all the standard typical design that we have. Here's just a breakdown or floor plan of all the areas color-coded that are included in this middle school. We used a lot of the comments basically was designed with the assistance of our bond design committee composed of teachers and administrators. They gave us a lot of feedback as to what they wanted to see. We used Lamar Bruni Vergara as our starting point and made a lot of enhancements to it. You see very well designed with a central corridor mall and 2 corridors with an interconnecting hallway. This is the first floor. All the noisy activities allowed part of the facility support areas on one side and the academic on the right side. We do have the library by the entrance in case there are a lot of parents meetings or different activities held in the library. And the band hall in this corner to facilitate access in and out of the facility. Gym, pretty much a wood floor, the same standards as our previous middle schools. Cafeteria and outdoor area. We do have all the classrooms throughout. And in the second floor, we got the majority of the academic areas. We do have the classrooms, science labs, computer labs, in each wing, home economics, and facilities for students first and second level. Some different configurations of the floor plan elevations. And here's the rendering from the architect, how this middle school was built. But you're familiar with it, you have seen it before. We made some minor modifications to ensure that the project was efficiently designed, but also within the budget. This will be the main front entrance. And you see the 2-story wing addition in this part of the school. That's just another different material that we could use for the second. Do you have any questions at this time?
Just, if I may, Madam Chair, I noticed that if you can go back to the layout of the whole campus.
Yes, sir.
The fields, I noticed it's at like United and stuff, to get equipment and stuff to practice. Vehicles are using the sidewalk to get in there, and because there's no like Alicia Road or something that can run around the back, so that if they have to cart things over, I don't know if there could be some consideration for that, because the coaches, take all their equipment out.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't know if there's an access where they have to walk everything out there. I think they're trying to get out there with a pickup truck and unload and stuff like that. But just something that I just kind of observed that would be good to just have a caliche on the backside so they could just kind of drive around that outer skirt. I don't know if that's a big investment just to, kind of.
We can definitely take a look at it. Now, this is a middle school, so I'm not sure if, there's as much equipment as well.
Right.
So, yeah, we can take a look at it.
Yeah, we'll visit with the coaching. There were several coaches in the design committee that gave us input. That never really came up, but we'll visit again with them, see if there's something that they can
They
entertain.
didn't let them build that dome that they wanted.
Good idea.
Thank you, Madam.
Any other
Thank you.
questions?
I guess
Thank you.
what we're asking is for the committee to consider the guaranteed maximum price.
Does anyone else have any further questions of Mr. Rangel or Mr. Zuniga about this school?
By the way, Mr. Gary Linebacker, principal owner of Linebacker Construction, is present.
I've got one question, Madam Chair. The gymnasium, I was looking at the, and it's got all the amenities, but, long-range planning in terms of an emergency shelter for that area of the city. Is there a potential disconnect for a generator to run the gym by itself?
Well, at this point, it does not include it, but we did tell the engineers to prepare the main electrical service
Right.
to very easily attach that system in the future. Yes, yeah, because you had given us that input, and when we visited with the electrical engineers, they said they'll leave it prepared for that. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Any further questions? If none, then I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I move that we recommend the approval of this project.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, motion carries. And for the record, Mr. Fred Villarreal, committee member, has joined us. Next is discussion and possible action to approve guaranteed maximum price for Highway 359 Elementary School.
Okay, Madam Chair, members of the Bond Committee, and members of the audience, on this item we bring to you for your consideration this evening is the GMP for the Highway 359 Elementary School, which is number 28 for the district. Cielito Lindo being number 27. Under this project, again, we have the issue of the off-site improvements as well as the actual on-site construction of the school. As you can see there, if you combine both budgets, we have $15,682,063. The proposal for 359 Elementary School is higher than our previous elementary school because it does include the off-site improvements that are needed to plat property, as well as we have a contingency allowance of $400,000. With all the amenities that are included, we confirm that it is within the ARIS means cost index below that. One of the reasons there's a difference in price versus the previous elementary school, we've included in this round all of the amenities that the committee has been discussing with us as additional technology requirements. Now that a system has been selected for the flat panel, interactive panel, we've made modifications on that. We've also made some modifications in the courtyard, on the concrete pavement based on this site that we're recommending by the engineer, and so on and so forth. Everything has been included, but it's still within the budget, as you can see there. Now there's a $1,300,000 remaining balance. However, that budget needs to be used in the near future. We have a joint development agreement with EG Ranch Development Company to extend the road. And I'll show you right now on the site plan, there is no public street in front of the elementary school. We have to extend utilities. It's a major project. It's being handled through EG Ranch Development, but we have an agreement with the developer in which UISD will reimburse the developer some of the costs. So that's where this budget or the $1,300,000 will be used for. But at this point, we're contemplating it be anywhere between $400,000, $500,000. But until we get bids from the private developer, we really won't know the amount. Now, on this project, as far as the schedule, we're looking at starting this month. Mr. Leindecker is ready to begin construction on this project as soon as the Board of Trustees considers your recommendation. And then the completion would be a year later. March 2017, this campus is scheduled to open fall of 2017. At this time, our recommendation is for the Bond Oversight Committee to approve the guaranteed maximum price for 359 in the amount of $14,380,108. This includes the allowance of $400,000, and it is within the budget allocated for this project. There's the floor plan. Again, it's our prototype. It's the same as Cielito Lindo with some enhancements that have been recommended by the committee of teachers. And we've included that in this slide. It is the same capacity, same square footage. It did not increase in size. It's just some of the finishes that were changed. And some of the items that they're all included in your packet. There's another PowerPoint, just briefly present what architects Eric Quiroga and Rick Solis and Mr. Sanchez working under Leindecker. They provided a, here it is. Again, this is aerial location of the property, 359 of the elementary. The middle school that we just discussed is located right here. This is our transportation center. So the road that we have to extend in agreement with the EG Ranch Development will be facing the entire property. And we got to extend sewer lines and detention ponds has to be built for the middle school. Here's the site plan. Basically, this is, again, the EG Ranch Boulevard that will be extended. And the same configuration as Cielito Lindo is our prototype design. The traffic loop, teacher parking on both sides, and we have the courtyard. We have entrance to the gym, and library, and cafeteria. Again, the same floor plan that was approved previously. As far as the elevations, they will be different from the elementary school at Cielito Lindo. As we requested from the design build team that every campus would have a different elevation, different entrance, and different materials, but keep the same configuration of the floor plan, which is very efficient design. This is the rendering they're proposing. It is different from previous elementary school. Let me review it. And the color of the roof will also be different. Brick and color of the metal roof would be different from Celito Lima. That's all we have. Any questions on this?
Madam Chair, I have a question. The outside improvements on the extension of the E.G. Ranch Road, right? How many linear
Correct.
feet is that extension, more or less?
I believe it's close to about 1,400.
1,400 linear
Yes.
feet? And what is the back-to-back on that road?
It's 36 feet at this time, back to back.
36?
Yes, sir. Then, and the one item that it has a middle turning lane.
It's a 5-lane road.
Yes. Now, as part of the middle school, E.G. Ranch Road that is already built will be widened to have also a turning lane. The reason we want to have the wider road, Mr. Arreal, is because of the transportation,
Sure. Because
traffic there.
Yeah, but you got the bus terminal there.
Yes.
Coming in, and then you got the schools back-to-back. So the volume's there. What is your traffic engineering, is that adequate for what you're gonna do there?
Yes, CEC Engineering did the traffic studies, and they visited with the city traffic department, planning department, and it was more than enough. Because the other thing is when E.G. Ranch develops further their
Right.
properties to the south, it will have a lot of traffic from that subdivision. So all that is being anticipated. Now the bulk of the cost on the road is being paid by the developer. We have an agreement with them, but ours is just what it has to do with the utilities and outside improvements for the elementary school. The
So-
actual road is being financed 100% by E.G. Ranch Development.
Okay,
So we're
then-
paying for the sidewalk and entrances into our school.
And basically then your big cost there, there's extension of water and sewer, what?
Water, sewer, storm drainage, and then the detention ponds.
The storm drainage is coming into your detention ponds
Well, what is happening, we have to take care of all of our
on-site?
on-site
Yeah.
post-development,
Right,
but we have to detain it on our detention pond,
Right.
and then it has to go flow into the regional E.G. Ranch detention pond, which we already have an agreement for them to do, to allow us to do that. But our detention pond within our property, which is east of the transportation, all that has to be increased in size
To be able to
Yes,
handle
sir.
the two schools
to both schools, that is
Yeah.
correct, and the
and
transportation.
the transportation, yeah.
Yes, sir, so there's a lot of
Okay.
storm drainage that has to go
Yeah.
under the road on the north as well as on the south of the elementary. All that is incorporated into the offsite.
And I guess the water and sewer that you're extending is what size of lines you're extending?
Water line, it's a 12-inch line, and the sewer, I believe, is an 8-inch line coming out of the school, and then it's enlarged to I believe a 10-inch line, because it is going to go all the way to a lift station, but it's only for the school.
It's only for the school?
Yes, sir. It's be dedicated for the elementary school.
And I guess, and that's a trunk coming off of the main E.G. Ranch line, which is what, a 12 or something, I guess, for sewer? Probably 18 if they're gonna develop further.
The only lines that are there, Mr. Herrera, at this time have to do with UIZ. Now, the lift station is
It's
sized
strictly
for
for
them
schools.
to connect in the future, but the only sanitary sewer lines that are there and are gonna be built is for UIZ's use. Now, the
Okay.
force main that goes from the lift station all the way to the west, that was increased in size, and E.G. Ranch participated on the increase,
oversight.
upgrading, oversizing.
What is the
Yes,
size
sir.
of the lift station, do you know?
That, you got me there. I don't have the numbers on that, but I can get that for you
No, I
exactly.
was just, I was just
Yes.
wondering, you know, what.
Yeah, that, I don't know the exact numbers,
Okay.
but I know it was sized enough to handle all the capacity of the future subdivision. They could not make it big enough to handle all the future needs because, as you know, you cannot have it inactive too long. So it had to be kind of a mid-range
Yeah.
to handle our two schools, our transportation, and some development by them. What's going to happen in the future as they develop, the city will request a day, and EG Ranch Development is in agreement, and they're aware they have to upgrade the lift station to handle their needs, right?
Is this school in the Webb County drainage district that they have out there?
Well, it's inside the city of Laredo limits, all the,
But it doesn't impact this school in any way?
It's in the city
Does it go
limits.
out that far?
no,
Like it's in the
no,
city,
it's all within the city.
because it's in the city limits.
City limits, we've been dealing only with the city engineering, city planning department.
Do you all have any further questions for Mr. Rangel or Mr. Zuniga regarding this project? If not, then I'll entertain a motion. Okay.
Now, a motion to accept the GMPs for construction of Highway 259 Elementary School.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Next, discussion and possible action to approve job order contract proposal for parking lot lighting upgrades at various campuses. Ms. Flores? Jackson?
Good evening, Madam Chair and bond member, committee members. Before you, we bring JOC 001-2015, which is the parking lot and security lighting improvements at various campuses. This is a bond project that was done through JOC. We have 6 approved contractors that are allowed to bid on this project. We had 3 contractors that picked up specifications, and the lowest awarded vendor for this project would be Certuche Construction Company. Their original submittal was a little above our budget, which was $121,933, but after value engineering the project, they came down to our budget, which is $99,000.
And which is the campuses?
Mr. Rangel, the list of campuses.
The 3 campuses involved are Clark Elementary School on the staff parking area, Kennedy Zapata Elementary School, also a staff parking. Now at Gonzalez Middle School and Safarini, it's really more, it's not in the parking areas, it's more of the sidewalk access for students. We have a large number of students who walk through the SAC, through our athletic facilities to get to middle school and then to Safarini. And that sidewalk requires area lighting for safety, security. And those are the 4 campuses.
Thank you. Does the committee have any questions of Ms. Jackson?
I think that there's a big difference of what one was asking from the other. Are they on the same page as maybe the other ones were?
Well, the difference between Leindecker Construction and Certuche, the original proposal, because they all had the same plans and specs, was very similar. You're looking at $123,700 to $121,933. Now, once we have the low bid, since all these vendors are already pre-qualified, then because it was over budget with the low bid, is the one that we negotiate a reduced scope of work to get within budget.
Basically value engineer the project down to try and get it to within our budget.
What did y'all downscope on the value engineering?
Excuse me, if I may explain. On the Clark Elementary and Kennedy Zapata, nothing was downgraded or modified. On the Gonzalez Middle and Safarini, once we met with the architect and the engineer, we reduced the number of poles. Originally they had 9 poles, we reduced it to 5, but increased the output per pole, so that we would have still basically the same foot candles for security, but every time we reduce the poles, we reduce the footing, the pier, electrical, so that brought it down considerably, and that's how we were able to get it. The engineer did design it through our consultant to ensure it was in compliance with foot candles design standards, and they were able to reduce it to meet our budget. I know in the financial reports is separated by the campuses on the renovations. You have an amount for Clark, And it's all in the backup information you have.
I got one last question. The type of lighting that you're using is what type?
It will be LED lighting, area lighting, yes, sir.
Any further questions?
This was already awarded to Santucci Construction?
Not yet.
No, sir.
Not yet.
Not yet.
You know, I think, would there be any opportunity for maybe line district construction to be at that price as well?
The way our job order contracts are done, since the vendors are pre-qualified, we go with the low bid. We don't shop the bids once they're open. All of our construction contracts are open and read aloud at the time, so the vendors pretty much know who got the solicitation right at the bid opening.
Any further questions? Then I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve this item.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, motion carries. Discuss and possible action to approve RFQ 006-2015 MEP Engineering Services for replacement of HVAC and EMS systems at Matias de Ana Elementary School.
Madam Chairman, the chairperson, sorry, excuse me.
It's okay.
If I may, the following RFQs are almost identical, they're just different campuses. The RFQ 006 is for the ANO for the HVAC and EMS replacement, engineering services. The 007 is the same thing, but for what is Lincoln Elementary. The 008, again the same, but for Kazan Elementary. The RFQ 009, exactly the same except for Prada. The 010, RFQ 010 is for the HVAC and EMS systems at Reese Elementary. The only difference is that 011, RFQ 011 is for the MEP services for the replacement of the EMS system only. HVAC system has already been repaired, has already been replaced. The recommendations of the engineers are all DBR, with the second engineering firm being Texas
Energy Engineering Services.
Texas Energy Engineering Services. So, you know, we would be more than happy, unless there's any questions, to entertain a motion to approve all the RFQs as presented.
Madam Chair, if there's no questions, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the RFQs 007, 008, 009, 0010, since they're the same. And I'll stop my motion at 10 to a separate one for them. If there's no questions or any comments,
Is there a second?
leave the motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All
Madam
those in
Chair,
favor?
I'd like to make a motion that we approve.
We haven't
I'm sorry,
voted.
Go ahead, go ahead.
We have a motion and a second.
Sorry, I'm on a roll.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, motion carries. Okay, Mr. Navarro.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve RFQ 011 as recommended.
Is there a second?
Madam Chair, I'm just kidding.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, motions carry. Okay, oh my goodness. Rescission of procurement and delivery method for upgrades security surveillance camera system project. Install building access control exterior perimeter doors and card reader locking system project. Replacement of security alarm project and replacement of public address systems project.
Yes, Madam Chair, in December of 2013, we brought before the board all of the projects that we were going to do under the bond program and selected the procurement delivery method for each respective project. Now that we're really getting into all of the bond programs, in looking at these particular projects that are before you, these we had brought to you as competitive sealed proposals, a construction project using a CSP. But now in looking at these projects, they're more of installations only, not construction. For example, the surveillance equipment, it's installation of the camera equipment and running the cables. So we're recommending RFPs for each of the respective projects just mentioned.
Okay, any questions?
Question, Madam
Yes,
Chair.
sir.
Ms. Flores, when you all select these vendors, they're checked with DPS as far as them having the required licenses for
Yes.
installation of surveillance and access control?
Yes, they are.
Thank you.
Just to make one other comment, the reason we want to go with RFP rather than CSP is when we go with CSP, I think we're required to read out the pricing that's submitted. With an RFP, all we're required to do is indicate who submitted a proposal, which gives us a little bit more leverage when it comes to negotiating with vendors.
Any further questions? If not, then I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve, Madam Chair.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you, motion carries.
Thank you.
Current bond project status report.
Okay, good evening, bond committee chair, members, and administration. Ignacio Lanez, Director of Construction, presenting the project status report. The first project we have is the United South High School 9th grade campus. The construction progress to date is at 6% completion. There have been no time extensions requested to date. And the contractual completion date remains the July 15, 2016. Okay. For the week ending February 27, 2015, progress of construction on the following site activities are as noted. Work in progress. Cut and fill operations in progress as the site grading activities continue. On-site utilities, soil testing, and site surveying continues. Material for foundation structural footing has arrived on site and is being prepared for installation. Let's see. Excuse me, this is the ninth grade. Okay, I'm sorry, let me backtrack. This is the United Ninth. I had the United South as the first project. Oh, yeah, we have United South.
I have United South 9th grade.
You have United South?
Correct.
Okay.
Pictures.
Yeah, we have it here. Okay, I guess we're going back to that.
We have the pictures here.
Okay. Well, as the pictures reflect for United South, we have some of the reinforcement being assembled on site for the footings for the building slab, and as you can see on in your photos, a lot of the grading continues, and a lot of site work, and they're preparing for utility work. The testing lab of record has been on site, and it's been testing the soils as the site work progresses. And again, we will be having our consultants on site to be verifying, and comparing the what's on site to the plans. So should we go to? Are there any questions on United South High School 9th grade?
Next one will be the elementary school.
Yeah, the next we can do the elementary school number 27. I have a Thank you. Going to elementary school number 27 in Cielito Lindo subdivision. Construction progress to date is at 50% completion. Time extensions remain 45 days, as was requested a month ago. And the September 6th remains a substantial completion date. Okay. For the week ending February 27, 2015, progress of construction on the following site activities are as noted. Area A, the pre-K wing, and Area B, library wing, work in progress. Placement of interior and exterior CMU walls have been completed to 100%. Installation of exterior dam proofing and rigid insulation board is ongoing. Exterior wall veneer application in progress. In the overhead, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing in Area A and B, the sheet metal ductwork is being installed. The heating, ventilation, air conditioning, refrigerant lines have been installed and insulated. And the installation of roof panels and insulation is in progress. Okay. In Area C, the cafeteria wing, the placement of the metal building frame is complete. Placement of exterior steel window and store door frames are in progress. And plumbing contractors installing lavatory wall carriers and continuing with the above ground plumbing lines. In Area D, the gymnasium wing, the placement of interior and exterior CMU walls have been completed to 95%, and the contractor is in the process of installing the roof in the gymnasium area. Now, see, these are some photos throughout the site and of the building as work in progress. You can see we have some of the major utility installations going up in the left-hand corner. On the right hand, you have the building entrance showing the veneer already being installed, as well as the roof panels, the colored roof panels. You got a view at the bottom left of the main entrance structure, and you see some of the framing of the gymnasium area.
Mr. Allen, this was the first one we started with.
Yes, sir.
What was the date that we started on it?
We started this one approximately, I believe, 4 months ago. So
we're at 50% now?
we're at 50% completion. They seem to be, they are going, and they have picked up the pace, though inclement weather has been a factor. They continue working, you know.
Yeah, September 6th, is that the day with the 45 days extension already included, or? Yes.
Yes.
Will this be operational for the school year?
We're pretty confident that it will be.
And as you,
Let's try to get the first one.
well, if history is proven, Mr. Landerk has always pulled through for us. So we feel confident it will be completed.
We'll see what that meeting after September.
And again, these are more photos of work in progress from the courtyard.
Excuse me, if it doesn't stop raining, we are gonna get in trouble sooner or later, but there still is a very good chance we're going to make the opening school date, so we feel very confident, but really, we've really lost a lot of time.
Yeah.
It just hasn't stopped raining. You know, today, the sun was supposed to come out.
It is.
I guess it overslept.
Well, at least we're not in Boston, you know.
And these are some views of the interior work in progress. Any questions on the elementary school 27?
So then the 9th grade campus.
Now the United.
The one about.
Now on the 9th grade campus, the construction project progress to date is at 3%, and there haven't been no time extension requested on that site. December 10th, 2016 is a substantial completion date, and for the week ending February 27, 15, the progress of construction and the following site activities are as noted. Work in progress, site clearing and excavation, on-site utilities, site drainage, soil testing, and site surveying continues. These just a few photos of some of the clearing done on that site. And there has been some improvements done or on some drainage to help with some of this rain that we've been getting. But this is just getting off the ground.
In the future of this one, are they requesting, is the city requesting any traffic lights up on International? It'll, when the school's in, it'll say stop signs all the way through?
Not the end request.
Because it's gonna be heavy traffic, I mean.
Probably when the developer goes to subdivide their properties. That's probably the time.
But you guys haven't been asked to install?
Because for a while, we're gonna be the only one out there,
Yes,
for the most part.
Yeah,
So,
it's traffic, that's stuff.
No.
Well, that concludes the progress status report on the 3 projects ongoing right now. If you have any questions?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Nach. Bond Program Financial Report, Mr. Sam Flores.
Yes. Good evening, Ms. Haynes, members of the committee. The bond funds as they stand right now are expended at 23.43%, which is up a small percentage of 0.34% from the prior month. We've encumbered and spent $95.7 million of the $408.7 that was authorized. The major movers were the 4 high schools and the 7 elementaries. We issued a PO to Terracon for engineering services, and then we had a small PO of $125,000 for the network infrastructure upgrade under the technology upgrades for all campuses. And then the details behind
this is the summary page of all the finances. The detail is behind that. That should all tie to these numbers.
Mhm.
Yes, it does.
That do tie to these numbers. On the signature.
Yeah.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Okay, next we have open agenda. Committee members, there's been something I was thinking about. I don't plan on going anywhere, but say something happens to me on my way here and I don't get here. I think the committee should have the ability to call the committee to order out of respect for everyone that comes in to present to us. And I don't believe our bylaws have that at the moment. Am I correct?
I believe you're right.
So I would like you to discuss, or you all think about how we approach this so that we can ask that that ability be granted to the committee.
I guess one way would be to modify the bylaws to include a vice chairman.
Well, there's a
Vice chairperson
here as well, but
That, exactly.
Or a temporary chair to run the meeting if, you know, the chair and the vice chair are not here or something.
Yeah, or maybe-
I think if we word it, as long as we have a quorum,
Yeah.
we
it's
can proceed with.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I would like for you all to consider, because I don't plan on going anywhere, but you never know. You know, I could get, oh God.
So if we have quorum and she's not, and Madam Chair's not here, there's no meeting? Is that how it reads
It's
today?
worded now.
I think that's the way it's
I
worded.
believe that's the way it's worded now, so we need to have to review the bylaws again, maybe get together with our legal counsel and see how we can change that to where if there's just a quorum present, we can.
Somebody, y'all can call the meeting to order. I think that's the right thing to do.
You can elect the chair from whoever's president, or.
And call the meeting to
Yeah.
order, something to that nature.
You know, I'll go ahead and get together with Mr. Cruz and his staff, see how we can modify those bylaws.
So are y'all in agreement?
Yeah, good idea.
Okay, and thank you all very much. Okay, now, our next committee meeting, I was looking Tuesday, April 7th, is that the right one, or is it the wrong?
Because I think it's supposed to be the first Monday of the month,
First Monday, I'm sorry, okay.
but that's, we're off that Monday.
Yes, Easter
It's
Monday.
Easter weekend.
Yes, it's
weekend.
Easter Monday.
Right.
The district's off as well.
So does that work, or would you, the following week better, or?
You know, we can even, excuse me, we can move it down to either April the 8th, or we can go to April 13th.
What is works?
7th to 8th or 13th?
The 7th, 8th, or 13th,
No,
which,
the eighth or the 13th,
Eighth.
Tuesday or the following Wednesday?
The eighth is a Wednesday, no?
That's correct.
The 8th is a Wednesday.
the 8th is a Wednesday,
It's a
since Tuesday would be the
It's a
first,
Wednesday.
it's a Wednesday.
The eighth is a Wednesday.
Since Tuesday would be the
Oh,
first day
yeah.
back.
The 7th or the.
Do you all have anything else that would need to be?
We're not sure at this point. You know, the GMPs, for example, we just got the final was today, this afternoon, so we just kind of just play it by
So
ear.
shall we wait till the 13th?
Yeah, just in case anything happens that week when they come back.
Okay.
If you can try to target the 8th.
What I mean? 13th?
The 13th,
Monday.
Monday the 13th?
Yeah.
Only because that's a long weekend.
That, yeah, that,
Yeah.
that,
The
yeah.
3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Mhm.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I think April 13th would be okay with us. I don't
Oh, that's a
see
Monday.
an issue with
That's
us.
the first
Okay, thank you very
full
much.
week.
Did anyone sign up for public comments? No. There being no further business, this meeting's adjourned. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, ma'am.